let's talk about performance. Let's talk about the next logical step from last year's discussion. Let's spend the next, now I guess, 2 hours, 45 minutes to understand performance by itself. And this is where we bring in our theme for the day and our discussion for the day. So the base measure of performance is of course the beta. I think all of us are exposed to the word beta, for many years. As soon as we start investing, everybody teaches us what's the meaning of beta. The measure of volatility or systematic risk of a security or a portfolio in comparison to the market. Effectively, a beta of 1 is the performance of the market or the wider universe. I mean, that is the easier definition. The first one is the more technical definition. But from today's conversation reasons, we'll actually use only the simpler definition, which will signify that beta performance or market performance is the index or the benchmark or the asset class performance. So it could be the performance of any of the underlying. It's the market. Beta is the performance that the market is delivering. Now, then we'll talk about alpha, and alpha is outperformance. So by definition, alpha means outperformance, but there's a very interesting twist over here. It should be outperformance at the same risk level. So of course, you can always outperform if you take much higher risk, but higher return at the same risk or lower risk at the same return is actually alpha. So again, I think over the years when I've had conversations, we always kept on talking about how we look at the CAPM line, and we keep on saying that alpha generation comes from either reducing risk or increasing returns. And similarly, the third measure is sigma that we're talking about today. Now, sigma is actually the measure of volatility, but we are using it in the context of covering all forms of risk, not only those risks that arise out of volatility. Okay. And guys, don't worry, it's not going to be all Latin and Greek today. It's going to be only Greek. We've had you. So this is what we have on our Greek menu today. The alpha are, how do we generate outperformance? The beta are, where are the best investment opportunities globally in 2021? And of course, the sigma are, how do we protect performance? That's what we would like to discuss today over the next 3 hours. Okay. Now, what is alpha? I think alpha, when we talk about alpha and we say, so most people typically say, oh, alpha is, the outperformance that I've generated. And typically people generate this outperformance out of a few things. So for example, one way of generating alpha is of course through timing, market timing, when to buy something and when to sell. For example, if we were exiting equities in end Jan this year and we were entering it in March versus, so that could be, great timing, versus we were entering it in end Jan and exiting in end March, because that would have been painful. So timing does come into play in terms of alpha. Second is selection, what to buy and sell. So we could have bought ITC and Coal India in the month of March, and we would have been cursing ourselves till now. Or we would have bought IT and Pharma. Again, it would have been a completely different story. And then of course, exposure, how much to buy and sell. Now, if you would have bought 50% of your portfolio into PSUs and infrastructure, I'm sure we would have been out of the market by now. Cursing ourselves, what have we done? But, what kind of exposure, how much exposure do you take? Now, collectively, these three things are what we call seeking alpha. This is what 90+% of the market keeps trying to do, which is we are trying to seek alpha. We are trying to find alpha in the markets in terms of buying A versus B or doing A versus B. Now, what is the challenge with this? So, there are people who do extremely well in alpha generation through market timing. Okay, this is a market timing oriented macro hedge fund, generated 85% alpha through the entire global financial crisis. Okay. And just about 2 months back, they shut down. this happens. Okay, this is a fairly well-known, one of the best-known fundamental equity-based investing funds in India. Did extremely well, outperformed the benchmark by about 15%. So significant alpha generation. And then if you look at it over the last 5 years, underperforming by 25%. So, we're talking about alpha generation from market timing, we're talking about alpha generation from selection. You can also look at what happens when we're looking at alpha generation through exposure. Again, another very, very well-known fund, one of the more, detailed discussed case studies. So I'm just using some very well-known examples, but there are countless examples of these kind of situations. This was use of highly leveraged trading strategies. And in less than 1 year, LTCM lost about 94% of its capital. So good fun fact for all of us to know that alpha generation or alpha seeking is underperformed. The real fun fact is that significant portion of funds actually underperform their benchmark. And I'm wondering whether it's surely fun to be a fund manager in Canada, because I guess that is why we see so much investments from Canadian pension funds all over the world. I mean, if 97% of your managers are going to be underperforming, it's amazing what happens over there. Anyway, so many alpha obituary have been written over the years, especially when you look at data like this. People say, should we just give up on alpha? There is no way to make alpha happen.